Woohoo! It's the weekend and I am not quite done yet. However, I am on my way to somewhere special. Where am I going? So it's now 17:50. I am now at Paddington Station on my way to Liverpool Street Station. So, where am I going? So I'm here at Liverpool Street Station and I am on my way to Norwich. So I spent a year from 1995 to 1996 living in Norwich, and I have many fond memories. So this is going to be a blast from the past, for sure. So I'm on Greater Anglia all the way up to Norwich, and as part of my first class ticket, I've got coffee and biscuits. So welcome to Norwich. This is where I spent a year studying as part of my computer science degree at Carleton University. They had an agreement with the University of East Anglia to have students come over, study here, and enjoy what Norwich has to offer. So I am right in the heart of the shopping area of Norwich, and right behind me was a Virgin Megastore that I used to spend a lot of time in, spent a lot of money in. Sadly, it's no more with the advent of digital music downloads. What's happened since. So, anyway, this next almost 18 hours, I'm going to show you some sights of Norwich that meant a lot to me, plus some other cool things that, when you're 20, I was 21 at the time, you didn't really pay much attention to. So for example, Norwich has a castle. It dates back to William the Conqueror, and it's his only castle that was built in East Anglia. So looking up, I would have noticed that yes, there was a castle. That's a little bit about the castle here. There's also a cathedral here, and one of the things that differentiates a city from a town in the United Kingdom is the fact that a city has a cathedral. So Norwich is considered a city, and mainly because of its cathedral. Let's get on with the tour. If you're a student and you want to do your grocery shopping in Norwich, this is certainly one place you can do it at, Tesco Metro. So this was where I used to go grocery shopping all the time. There's also a small sort of grocery store on campus as well, which you'll see tomorrow, but I love going to Tesco Metro. Make sure you get your Tesco Club card because you can get discounts and coupons and all that stuff. And collect points too, so you know me, points whore. The Norwich market has been here since the 11th century. Yeah, for a long time. Can you imagine such a place being still active for that long? Quite a bit of history here, and it's lasted this long. Just pretty amazing. This is definitely an area I loved bringing people to when I lived here, and definitely worth checking out, especially on the weekends. See, I've been to Iceland many a time. I recognize a lot of the institutions that make Norwich what it is are still here. However, there's a lot that's changed, and the world has changed. When you live somewhere for a long time, you don't always see the subtle changes that happen. And then when you leave an area and you come back, so I haven't been to Norwich since I brought Scott here in 2001, you realize how much smaller cities like Norwich have actually changed. If you're looking for the crosswalk while you're here in Norwich, it's at eye level. It's not across the street. So the canal here makes up part of the Norfolk Broads, which is a set of interconnecting rivers in the area, certainly in Norfolk. So definitely worth checking out if you want to get on one of these boats, or get your own boat, rent a boat, whatever, and traverse down the Norfolk Broads. You certainly can. All right, my room review of the Holiday Inn, Norwich City, which is right by the train station and Norwich City Football Club. So, nicely appointed room. I think that's queen size bed. I can totally deal with that. Television, lots of lighting. Kettle with bickies, yay. And a very nicely appointed bathroom. So with shower, awesome tub as always in a British hotel, and a very lovely sink. There you go. So basic accommodations for a one-off trip like this for one night, and then when I get back to London I'm actually staying with friends, and then I am off to Ramsgate on Sunday.